Hello, my name is Glenys. Have just started a new role working in the hospices. Previously, I worked for the NHS, and we have a really difficult situation at the moment with our staff, is that we're an ageing population. We want to encourage young people to come into the hospice, and for that we need to help train people in resilience in how to survive in hospices. So that's what I've seen in my first month, and I think the tools that have been shared with us yesterday and today will be really useful, and that's what I want to take back with me to share with my team, to see that there are tools and there is a framework that we could work together to build up resilience within our establishment.
My name is Karen Taylor. I work at the Martlets Hospice in Hove. Resilience, I think, is important wherever you work. It's about people's well-being, and we have a duty of care to our staff, but our staff, of course, have a duty of care to patients. So without well staff, the care that you are able to deliver to patients is going to be compromised. I'm going to take many things away from this workshop that I've been on the last couple of days. There's so many tools that we can simply implement within the hospice. There are things like the way we communicate is in a positive manner rather than in our usual what has gone wrong and where do we need to improve. Body language, just so important, how we can change people's perception simply by the way our body language is perceived.
I'm Judith, I'm from St Luke's Hospice in Sheffield. I think resilience, Marie, is important in the workplace because the health workforce is changing rapidly. We've got a shortage of nurses, we've got an ageing population, we're seeing far more complex patients and families, and we know that from the outcome measures that we have. And actually, if we don't have a resilient workforce, we won't have a workforce that's fit for purpose and prepared for future. The things I will take away, Marie, from this workshop are the first part of resilience is my own inner resilience. So I am going to be going away and reflecting on my tools in my toolkit. And then the second thing that I'm going to take away from today is how I support and enable the teams that I work with to become more resilient.
Hi, my name's Julie and I work at Trinity Hospice Blackpool, and I really believe that resilience work is really important for our organisations, because I think staff are under a huge amount of pressure, both in personal lives, juggling childcare, etc., working full time, and also with the pace of life in work these days is much faster. Over the last 2 days during the workshop, I think the things that I'm going to take back with me is the importance of changing negativity back into positive things, because that drags resilience down. I think it's important to look at the variety of toolkits that we've used during the 2 days around reframing and bringing that positivity back, so the mindfulness, reframing, etc.
So my name's Lorna McIntyre. I work with the Prince and Princess of Wales Hospice in Scotland, in Glasgow. I am responsible there for HR and volunteer services within the hospice. So resilience is really important. It's very important for me personally, because it's important that I'm quite resilient and able to do my job so that I can help all of our managers and all of our staff. And equally it's important for them to be resilient, because it's difficult jobs that people do. So I think it just gives them something to fall back on and tools to use, so that they can keep a really good work-life balance in place. I think there's a couple of things. Firstly, personally, I think I've learned good techniques and actually got a really good insight into what works for me and what doesn't work for me, which has been really useful. Also, on the practical side for my workplace, I think we have learned an awful lot of really good short tips and tools that we can use, which we hope to roll out to the hospice at home.
I'm Helena Talbot-Rice. I am Allied Health Professional Lead at St Christopher's Hospice. I think resilience is really important for staff working in hospice because it allows them to find the capacity to keep going day to day, to be doing the jobs they need to be doing. I think the take-home message for me about resilience is that it's about a choice and choices that we make each day to keep our capacity up there to be able to do what we need to be doing. So a choice, but also the grow model in coaching and taking a coaching style, both with other staff members that we work alongside and helping them with their resilience, but also with patients and their families.